If you need any My Team grinds in any mode, hit up my boy Witty for safe, reliable, and the cheapest grinding services around. Hit him up on Twitter. You won't be disappointed. Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, doing gameplay, sorry, no gameplay. We're ranking the top 10 best point guards in NBA 2K25 My Team. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, tons of consistent daily My Team content. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Apologies for no face cam. My girl's currently sleeping next to me. Don't want to turn the light on and bother her. Recording this video kind of late because she's got to leave in the morning, or really early in the morning for airport. So try not to wake her up, trying to let her sleep, but still got to get these videos done for y'all. So with that being said, we're gonna start at the number 10 spot on the point guard list, and to me, the 10th best point guard in the game, I think it is absolutely debatable, but I'm going Oscar Robertson. The honest truth is Oscar is a good but not exceptional card. He's good at basically everything. I mean, an 80 driving dunk isn't ideal, but overall he's an extremely complete, well-rounded point guard, but he's not like a dog in any specific area. Good shooter, good jump shot. Defensively, he's super solid, but the jumper is not like great. It's a fine jumper, but it's not great. His movement isn't great. His slashing certainly isn't great with an 80 driving. And at 6'5", good defensive stats, but not jump off the page insanity. Like, he's a very good card, but I don't think I personally would have him higher than, yeah, I think 10's the right spot for him at this point, to be totally honest. Number 9, kind of similarly to Oscar, is Dwyane Wade. Now, D Wade, specifically his pro pass version, his non-pro pass version, is not a top 10 point guard in My Team, but his pro pass version is really, really good, especially on the defensive end of the court. That's where he really thrives as an elite defender. Stats and badges across the board are absolutely elite, but Wade's biggest flaw, number 1, he's only 6'4", can't stand it. Number 2, he is jump shot is just not that great, to be totally honest. So that's another flaw. And the number 3, he doesn't actually have great dunk animations, all basic dunks, which is kind of annoying. Overall, though, I really do like D Wade as a card. Defensively, he's an absolute monster. He gets defensive animations that not even Gary Payton gets when it comes to top tier 6'4" defensive point guards. Like, he is a nasty card, and to me, I got no issues at all with D Wade as a number 9 on this list, but I don't think I could put him really much higher, if any higher than this. Number 8 is going to be Penny Hardaway, who I love. Really have been high on this card for a long time, but the honest truth is at this point, he's just not an elite enough shooter. The shooting badges aren't great, and in all honesty, the jumper also isn't top tier. The size is very valuable at 6'7" with a 6'11" wingspan, and he's a solid, well-rounded defender, but he's not a god tier, top tier elite defensive card either. For his time, was the best point guard in the game. Great card, but at this point, I do think realistically with Penny, you're looking at a guy who's, I think, about 8th. That feels like the right spot for Penny Hardaway. Similar story with a guy like James Harden at number 7, where the honest truth is, like, his movement holds him back. He's 6'5". He's a very good slasher with 90 driving dunk, tall enough to standing dunk at 6'5". A lot to like about James Harden as a card overall, but his SIGs honestly kind of suck. They're not very good besides his push cross out of his dribble style, and defensively he's also not elite. Jumper's great, slashing is really nice, he's got enough size, a very versatile card, but I wish he was a little better defensively, and I wish the movement was a little better, and that's why he's only at number 7. Number 6, I'm going Zach LaVine. Galaxy Opal Zach is really, really good. Jumper is absolutely money, also 6'5", also an elite level slasher, but similarly to Harden, SIGs aren't top tier, neither is the defense. I do like him better than Harden overall. I think he gives you a little bit more overall completeness wise on the offensive end of the court. I think you could really go either way with those two cards, but I personally lean Zach. I feel like he moves a little better, at least really like his drag back. I would have him at 6. I think that's totally fair. I'm a big fan of Zach LaVine in My Team this year. Number 5 is Cade Cunningham, who I love. Really, really good card. Can absolutely compete at a competitive level, right up there with the best PGs in My Team. First and foremost, he's listed only 6'6", but he looks taller than that. He's got a very good player build, which helps him out a lot, and a great wingspan. Badge wise, elite shooter with a really good jump shot. He's a great slasher. 85 driving dunk, has the finishing badges as well, and again the size to standing up consistently. As a playmaker, he's got a great escape, fine dribble style. Cade's biggest flaw is kind of similarly to some of these other guys. Number 1, he's not the best, like, most high quality defender in the game, but number 2, he doesn't have a good fade, and that is an issue. I do not like using PGs who don't have great fades. That is by far Cade's biggest issue, is that his fade, really to both sides, does not create much space at all, and it is a serious limiting factor on a card that I otherwise think is very, very good. But it does hold him back, and the lack of fade holds the card back, in my opinion, and for me, got Cade at number 5. Number 4, Austin Reaves, love the card offensively. Jumper is money. Movement is really good. Release is nice. Going right, his fade is great. Going left, fade could be a bit better, yes. But he's got very complete stats of badges. Defensively, he really does hold it down at a pretty high level. In fact, he's a very impressive card defensively compared to what I thought he would be, but he could still be a little bit better. At 6'5", he's got enough size, but he's not like an insane slasher, and he's also not an insane defender, even though he does exceed my expectations, I will say. But offensively, he is so good. His jumper is so nice. His movement across the board with the Darius Garland dribble style and that behind the back really helps to elevate the card. I'm a big fan of Reaves overall. Definitely one of the best point guards in my team. Number 4 feels right for Reaves. The top 3 is, I think, opinion, in all honesty, in terms of the order with which you rank them. For me right now, I'm going Shai at 3. Now, some people would have Shai at 1. And that's fine. I think the top 3 are pretty much interchangeable depending what you're looking for. Shai is an awesome card. He's 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan. He's a great finisher. He's an elite shooter. His jumper's really nice. His movement's good. He's got great speed. He's well-rounded and versatile defensively. He's a great card, and I do not want to undervalue the Shai card whatsoever. But what he does not have is Gary's jump shot and Magic's size. And it's just a fact. As good of a card as he is, and trust me, he is great, I don't think I can realistically have him any higher than Gary Payton or Magic Johnson, who obviously are going to be the top 2. The question really does become, though, in what order are those guys listed? And to me, Shai at 3 feels like the right choice, just because the jumper is great. The dribble style is good. The escape is good. Behind the back could be a little better. His fade going left isn't all that good, which does kind of hold him back as well. Look, I love the card. I think he's really good. But Gary Payton at number 2. The reason I have Gary over SGA. Number 1, he is a better perimeter defender than SGA is. He absolutely is. Despite being 2 inches shorter, he is 100% a better perimeter defender. The defensive stats on this card are god tier. 95 interior as well means that even though he's only 6'4", he does get those interior stops better than almost anybody. Gary's biggest flaw, in all honesty, is the fact that he does not standing dunk because of only being 6'4", and that is a flaw. Don't get it twisted, but his jumper is the best jumper of any point guard in the game, and it is not even close. Easily the best jump shot in my team. Movement-wise, Devin Booker dribble style is really good. The rest of his SIGs aren't god tier. They don't really need to be, though, in all honesty, because of how elite he is as a shooter and as a defensive point guard. And he's got a 95 driving dunk as well to boot, which is something I didn't really expect with Gary Payton, but it's really nice to have nonetheless, having the driving dunk at that high. I thought it'd be more like an 85. So 95 is really nice. Overall, GP is an awesome card. His jumper is easily the best jump shot in my team as a point guard, and I think that is incredible. But to me, the best point guard in the game is Magic Johnson. The reason that I say that is for my personal playstyle and for the amount of shot creating 2s and 3s there are in the game, as well as obviously the threat of Wemby and other guys who can be shot creators and scorers. I just don't think a shot creating scoring PG is a necessity, and Magic gives you what no other point guard in my team does, and that is the completeness and versatility to guard at an elite level on the perimeter and the interior. He is the best defensive point guard in my team. He is also one of the best finishing point guards in my team with a 95 driving dunk, Hoff poster, as of it, even more importantly, again, 6'9", massive mismatch there. Shooting wise, he's not a liability. His jumper is not great, but he will absolutely hit when he's open. Jumper is good enough, and the shooting stats and badges absolutely are. And while his SIGs outside of the Darius Garland dribble style aren't great, Darius Garland's dribble style obviously is really good, and you just can't put a price, in my opinion, on an elite rebounding, incredibly switchable, elite defensive 6'9" point guard. Magic gives you things on the defensive end of the court as a rebounder, as a finisher, things like that not a single other point guard really in my team can even get close to. And to me, that is why he's the best point guard in my team. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.